Hello, it's Oren Prunken, and today I want to talk to you about the two main reasons prospects and customers are lost. But I need to give you a story, actually two stories, to give you context for this lesson. So over the last 12 months or so, I've been looking at real estate, and I saw a property that was interesting to me, and I went to the open inspection and I spoke to the agent. They were giving me some backstory and some history and some information around this property. And one of the things that they mentioned, and I quote them, they said the owner was a little old lady who was going into a nursing home. So I took that at face value, like most people would. So I put an offer in on the property, and I'm not going to say what the offer was, it's not important, but I went, it was rejected, and the little old lady, quote unquote, who's going to a nursing home, decided that instead of taking offers on the open market, that they would go to auction. So I didn't want to go to auction and bid there, but I went and attended just to see what the market was doing. Now, I went to the auction, there weren't many bidders. In fact, there was only one bidder, and that bidder put in a bid that was 5% less than my original offer, which I kind of chuckled at. But in the process, the little old lady who was going into a nursing home appeared as the owner. And she was not a little old lady going into a nursing home, unless you think a little old lady who's going to her nursing home would be in her late 50s or early 60s. Which is, my parents' age, and they are not little old people that need to go to nursing homes. So I thought, this real estate agent has told me something that is untrue. I kind of lost trust in them, and because I've lost trust in them, they made a promise and they said something that was at face value meant to be true, and it wasn't. I lost trust, and also I didn't really like them. So moving on to another property that I looked at, and the agent said that the place next door, when they were giving information and context and history and the backstory around the area and the property, that the kitchen had been done. It was a brand new kitchen, quote unquote. So, I looked around and had a look at the property, and it just so happened that I was able to look at the property next door under different and unusual circumstances, but I was able to look at this property that they were referring to. And I had in the back of my hand, quote unquote, what they said, that it was a brand new kitchen. So when I was in the property, I looked at the kitchen, and it wasn't a brand new kitchen unless you consider a kitchen that was built in the 90s, so anywhere from 20 to 30 years ago, as being brand new. I don't think many people or a reasonable person would actually consider that. So again, I lost respect for this agent because they said one thing and actually reality turned out to be another thing. So trust went down, and obviously then I didn't like them. So both of these stories kind of illustrate and highlight the two main ways that you are going to lose any customers or prospects. Now, the first way that you can lose prospects is if they don't trust you. Make a promise, you say something, and it just turns out not to be true. And they find out that information, trust is lost. That's how trust is created, and that is how trust is lost. You say something that is not true, you're going to lose prospects and customers. And the other way that I haven't mentioned, but you can extrapolate from this, is if you offend someone. So by losing that trust, you've offended them, they are no longer going to like you. And again, that is the other reason why prospects and customers get lost in your business. Either they don't trust you, or you offend them. And in other words, they don't like you anymore. And the three things that always need to be present in any sale is that they need to know you, they need to like you, and then they need to trust you. And the latter two are covered by both of those things. You say something that's untrue, and also you offend someone. So hopefully that is useful for you. Both of those stories made that abundantly clear. If that's how you lose sales. So I want you to, do an audit of all the things you're doing in your marketing and in your selling processes to see if you are making promises that you can't keep, or you are offending people in the process. And they are the two major reasons why you're going to lose both those customers and prospects in your journey to create more leads and convert them into sales. So until we talk next time, I hope this has been useful, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and goodbye. Thanks for listening, and if you like what was on here and want more, please go to orenprunken.com.